What?
Tonight, we take a closer look at how a local organization gives back as Thanksgiving approaches. El Tour de Tucson is back for its 29th year and was packed as ever. And does a food truck sound interesting to you? Stay tuned. You won't want to miss tonight's episode of Wildcast.
This is Wildcast.
Good evening and welcome back to another week of Wildcast. I'm Jackie Kent, filling in for Lexi Suter and Marlena Hamilton. Get stuck in traffic while driving through downtown Tucson this weekend? It was probably because of El Tour de Tucson. Wildcast reporter Carol Ann Scott tells us more about the bike races that attract more than 9,000 bikers each year.
The 29th annual El Tour de Tucson was held Saturday, November 19th. Thousands of cyclists came from across the country to participate in this yearly event. California cyclist Mike Corey describes his experience at the race.
For my first time, I feel really good. It's 111 miles, so that's not easy, especially with some wind. But I had a great time, and I'll be back next year.
Participants arrived as early as 3 a.m. to line up for the race.
We left our hotel at 2:30, and we got here at 2:45. We were the first ones in line for the gold section, and that's what you have to do to get to the front.
Cyclists, families, friends, and supporters gathered in Armory Park for the day-long event of El Tour de Tucson.
Sean Stinson from Salt Lake City, Utah, talks about the overwhelming amount of support from Tucson locals.
It's so fun, the support that you get throughout the entire course.
El Tour de Tucson is held every fall and is one of the many things that Tucson is known for. Reporting for Wildcast at Armory Park, I am Carol Ann Scott.
The 29th annual El Tour de Tucson also hosted an El Tour Fun Ride to benefit the Diamond Children's Center. If you participated in any of the races, you can find out how you did at the El Tour de Tucson website. A bunch of trucks filled with food, from Korean tacos to whoopie pies. What more could you possibly want? Wildcast reporter Adriana Desiderio got a first-hand taste.
Dinnerware Art Space and Tucson food trucks joined together to hold the first food truck roundup. From tacos to cupcakes, there was a truck for every taste.
I've been a big fan of food trucks for the past couple years, ever since I saw them making a big kind of, not necessarily comeback, but sort of this new wave of food trucks in LA and San Francisco, New York.
Many of the trucks have unique names.
I'm always bitching in the kitchen. I have very high standards. Working pretty well on 4th Avenue, the kids love it. This is a bitchin' sandwich, or these are bitchin' tacos.
Customers went from truck to truck to pick and choose what they wanted to eat.
I had a dirty taco, and then I had the barbacoa, and they both were excellent. I've gone to food trucks in California, and so far, so good.
But what is a dirty taco?
A dirty taco consists of sirloin steak, bacon, hot link sausage, chorizo, Mexican chorizo, a little spicy, jalapenos, tomato, onions, and some extra spices on it. Really good stuff. Dirty, but good.
After hearing about the dirty taco, I had to try one for myself. Really good. Two of the truck owners I spoke to started their businesses because the economy didn't allow them to keep their previous job.
I had this truck for a long time. My mom bought it, and we just had it sitting there. So we decided to open it. It's like, why not? I have time now. I like cooking.
Nevertheless, Castro cooks because she loves it.
You know, if it's in your heart, it's going to taste good.
Reporting for Wildcast, I'm Adriana Desiderio.
5.
The Food Truck Roundup is part of a festival in downtown Tucson that took place earlier this month. Food trucks are more common in California, but becoming better known elsewhere. With Thanksgiving just a couple days away, it's only fitting that we take a look at an organization that helps local Tucsonans. Wildcast reporter Brittany Baena has more on the Primavera Foundation of Tucson.
This is a drop-in center at Primavera. People come here for help with basic necessities like shampoo, lotion, and deodorant. The Primavera Foundation is a charitable organization in Tucson. They offer more than 10 different services for people who are in need.
We serve about 7,500
people a year. So, it's quite a lot of people in the community that need support.
Bibby says that 60% of the funding for Primavera services comes from federal grant money. They also have individual donors. Of all of the services offered, Primavera is unique for its mailing service.
We provide a mailing address for approximately 1,200 people who don't have any other way to get mail.
Volunteer Mike Groening works at the drop-in center. Mike shared his reasons for volunteering at Primavera.
I suppose my very favorite aspect of volunteering here is the positive aspect that we give to the people that walk in the door. I mean, we're dealing with not necessarily homeless, but we're dealing with indigent, we're dealing with people that are in the middle, are between jobs or in between homes and everything like that. And a lot of times they rely on us for the most basic necessities that people take for granted.
People who use the services are grateful for the help they are given.
There's a real sense of community here. If you're real personal, make it personal with you, and they help you out a lot. I appreciate the service being here.
Reporting from the Primavera Foundation, for Wildcast, I'm Brittany Baena.
If the Primavera Foundation interests you, you can take advantage of volunteer opportunities. You can be on a meal team or help with special events. Coming up next, there's a new coach in town, and today, Wildcats welcomed him. Dorm Room Sports Chat's Zachary Clark gives the lowdown on everything you need to know next.
I'm Derek Williams, your former U of A Wildcat. You're watching UATV. Don't change the channel.
Thanks for staying with us. Now let's turn to Zach Clark for the latest on the new head football coach. Zach?
That's right, Jackie. The Arizona Wildcats have a new field general just 7 weeks after Mike Stoops was let go. Rich Rodriguez was announced as the 30th head football coach at the University of Arizona during a press conference this afternoon. The press conference came a day after Arizona Director of Athletics Greg Byrne made the announcement via Twitter. Byrne tweeted a picture of Rodriguez and his family wearing U of A hats last night at their home in Michigan. This concluded almost 2 months of media silence from Byrne concerning the search for Arizona's next head coach. Byrne called this a special day for the University of Arizona, while Rodriguez said he was really excited to be here. Here are some highlights from this afternoon's press conference at the McHale Center. Rodriguez is 70-41 as a Division I-A head coach. He won 4 Big East championships at West Virginia in his 7 years in Morgantown from 2001 to 2007. He led the Mountaineers to a Sugar Bowl victory over Georgia in 2005 and a Fiesta Bowl victory over Oklahoma in 2007. Rodriguez became the head coach at the University of Michigan in 2008, where in 3 seasons, Michigan was a modest 15-22 with only 1 bowl appearance. That was a 38-point loss to Mississippi State in last year's Gator Bowl. Rodriguez was dismissed from Michigan with 2 years remaining on his contract following the 2010 season. Rodriguez's new deal with Arizona is worth 5 years, $9.55 million. Rodriguez spent the last season working for CBS as a college football analyst. Tim Kish will remain the head coach for the remaining game of the season. The Wildcats will play host to Louisiana Lafayette this Saturday at Arizona Stadium. Kick in that game is set for 6:30 p.m. Jackie?
Thanks, Zach. Next, we get you in the Thanksgiving spirit. You'll be thankful you stuck around for this. Stay with us.
Hi, it's David Hasselhoff, the Hoff. Get Hoff with UATV. Stay tuned. Don't change the dial.
Thanks for staying with us, Wildcats. Thanksgiving is days away, and for some UA students, it's a new tradition. Wildcast reporter Alicia Mendel invites you to the first Thanksgiving dinner of these international students.
Thanksgiving dinner came early for some international students this year. The Campus Christian Center and the International Student Services offered a free Thanksgiving meal to U of A students whose families do not live in the United States.
Thanksgiving is a time where, all the family gets together, and because I have no family here, it's the need to be around friendly people and feel that warmth, I think.
The international students at the U of A got a chance to converse with one another and talk with people from different countries that are a part of different cultures.
I think it brings a lot of neighboring churches together. I think it just brings people together that probably would never meet.
The event featured dinner items such as turkey, stuffing, biscuits, and apple pie. However, some of the international students did not know what some of the Thanksgiving traditional foods were.
Anyone know what gravy is? It's like it's like milk and dripping, fat and flour.
By providing Thanksgiving meals to international students, it not only gave them a sense of a welcoming home environment, but also gave them a sense of the American culture.
So I guess when we come here, we get to eat things that we normally don't eat, like, cranberry sauce and pumpkin pie and mashed potatoes and stuffing and, things like turkey even. So I guess that gives us that feeling of American culture.
Thanksgiving is an American tradition, but it seems to be loved by people from all different countries and cultures. Reporting from the First United Methodist Church for Wildcast, I'm Alicia Mendel.
The First United Methodist Church will also be offering a free Thanksgiving dinner Thursday for University of Arizona international students, their families, and friends. That's all we have for you tonight. You can watch us anytime online at uatv.arizona.edu. We will see you next week. I'm Jackie Kent. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we will see you back here next week for another edition of Wildcast.